Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Stony Ridge Farm. This is going to be a fun little live stream. I just got done talking to the camera for about 5 minutes without hitting the go live button. Really good job, Josh. Welcome to the channel, guys. First and foremost, happy birthday to my mom. It's Mom's birthday, and happy birthday to you if you're watching. I called you to sing happy birthday, so everybody give Mom a big old happy birthday this morning. Awesome. Happy birthday, Mom. 69, I think. 69 years old. So hopefully looking forward to many, many, many more years with Mom. That's for sure. Guys, another thing, housekeeping. We'll start with housekeeping. If you're following on Facebook, and I've invited you, if I click, you've got an invite from Stony Ridge Farm or Stony Ridge Farmer to follow the channel. It's not a gimmick. It's just, it tells you when I go live. It tells you when I post a video. It tells you when I'm doing stuff so that you get notifications. What good would being subscribed to the channel or following the channel without clicking the invite button so that you know when we're live? So please, if you received an invite, click accept so that you get notified when we post new content, guys, because there's new fresh stuff coming out every single day, at least once a day, sometimes 2 and 3 times a day. So love to have you back here. If you're not clicking that follow button, there are over 3,000 people that have been invited that haven't just clicked accept. So just click it, do it, get her done. If you're on Cows and Coffee podcast, I see some of you guys like Robert, Phil, and Stanger Ranch. If you're ever on the Cows and Coffee podcast channel, please click that notification bell down there to notify you when I start posting a new video or we bring out some new content, and you won't miss anything. So I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys doing that. Again, happy birthday to Mom, but please accept that invitation. If you're watching this live right now and you haven't accepted the invitation to follow, just click accept. It's super simple. It's not a gimmick. I'm not selling you nothing. I just want you to be able to join me when we do these live streams. So Troy says, my mom's birthday was today. Rest in peace. Sorry, brother. Sorry, brother. Sorry to hear that. So guys, we were supposed to get rain yesterday. Do we look like we got rain? We did not get any rain yesterday. We got sprinkles. Not good. Not cool at all. I don't even know where to go with this. It just seems like it's never going to rain again. We're expecting rain in 2 weeks. We haven't had a significant rainfall in nearly 2 months here. So just got off the phone with some folks in Atlanta. Evidently it's raining down there. So send some rain up, guys. I am walking up a hill. We're on one of the highest points on the farm here, and the cows, I'll show you where they are. Right through the woods. See that other ridge line right there? So they're right back through there. They're waiting on me patiently. We are bale grazing, and we'll have a video about bale grazing coming soon, about how we're grazing our cows. Instead of unrolling hay over on this side of the farm, we're bale grazing. So setting bales out on the land, and I'm finding that it works a little bit better. Catch my breath. Whew. Fat guy in a little coat. We're in North Georgia. We got a steady rain. Gosh, we need more rain here. The water table here, I've got a couple holes dug over by the creek bottoms down there, and the water table is down nearly 3 feet. We aren't getting any water. I would be grazing right now. I would not be feeding hay because the temperatures have been warm enough to grow grass, but I can't grow grass when there ain't no water. So yeah. Phil said I need to get to the gym again. When I get done with you guys, I'm headed to the gym, but it's hard to gab and walk uphill at the same time. It's like blah, 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 blah. So there's 82 of you here, and 9 of you have hit the like button. Hit that like button, guys. Let's let Facebook, YouTube, and God and everybody know that you like this kind of content. Hit the share button if you like this kind of content. Send it to like-minded people. We got airplanes galore today. You guys will hear airplanes flying over virtually all this live stream. the weather's so pretty, and there's a flight training school nearby, and they are flying. So this is the pond. We'll just stop here for a second. This is the pond that dried up last year. It is down about 1.5 feet. It's a spring-fed pond slash runoff pond. It's still holding water. This is the catfish pond, and we'll throw some feed to the catfish, but I think it's too cold. They kind of go dormant in the wintertime, but it's worth a shot. This is a tripod I'm taking with me because I'm going to be setting out hay bales, and you guys will get to watch the live hay baling. So first and foremost, we'll feed the catfish. Let's turn the camera right here. We'll give them a little bit of catfish food and see if they come up. You hear airplanes. There's 3 like within a 2-mile radius of me right now. Fishy fishies! Come on, fishies! Don't disappoint your fans. Come on, fishies! So the cows had access to this pond to drink out of for one day, yesterday. I'm pretty happy with what they've done to the embankments on the edges of the pond. This had a really steep drop off, and they're slowly working those banks down, which makes it more conducive to wildlife. So what we want to do is, for every 1 species that we bring to our land, it helps support 8 more species. So we're all about working with Mother Nature, except for that airplane. Can you guys hear that? I'm gonna have to buy an airplane. That's just all it is to it. My buddy Luke with Farm Fence Solutions has an airplane. My buddy John has an airplane. They're too darn expensive right now. You could buy an airplane for what you could buy a Ford Taurus for, but now you can't. My wife says, hi, and I'm a dork, says Phil's Road. You can be a dork. She married a dork. She likes them dorky dudes. Feather in the hat today. Guys, if you haven't noticed, I've been putting a little feather in my hat. To have a crow's feather in your hat's supposed to be good luck. So if you're walking around and you find a crow's feather, stick it in your hat. If you find a predator's, like a bird of prey, leave it. That's illegal, believe it or not. You can't pick up a hawk's feather and put it in your hat. That's illegal. America. So it looks like the catfish have been put to bed for the season. I imagine them down in the deepest depths of the pond. The pond's about 22 to 25 feet deep, right down in the middle. When I dug this pond, and there's a video out there on YouTube and on Facebook on the regular Stony Ridge Farmer channel, I dug this pond in approximately 4 to 5 hours. Now, I didn't build the dam in 4 to 5 hours, but I dug out all the way to the bedrock. What's really interesting about this spot on the farm is I dug it down to the bedrock, and I found Native American artifacts as I dug up. So I found an atlatl-weight. I've yet to find an arrowhead over here, but I found stuff, and I was just walking around looking at the ground, and I found all kinds of cool stuff. What do you guys think about, I just bought a fancy metal detector, a really nice metal detector, and I'm so curious. There are 4 old home places on the farm where houses used to be, barns used to be, and I think I'm going to go around and search those old home places for artifacts, coins, gold. You might find a gold cache somewhere on the farm. What do you guys think about that? I dork out on that kind of stuff. So who was it, Troy? That was the Phil? Yeah, your wife says you're dorking out. I dork out on that. George Smith says the beard dye wore off. Yeah, the gray fought its way back through, man, for sure. It's No Shave November. Participate with me. Post your No Shave November pictures over on the Stony Ridge Farmer group, guys. I'd love to see them. O2 is less abundant in warm water. I learned that in biology on Tuesday, and cold water is more dense. Now, oxygen is less available in, hold on. O2 is less abundant in warm water, I learned on Friday. Tuesday, in biology on Tuesday, and cold water is more dense. That's interesting because water can't be compressed. So how can it be more dense? Know what I mean? Water can't be, H2O cannot be compressed. So that's hydrology 101. I think that's Boyle's law. So that's interesting. You need to ask that question in your science class, Phil. Phil, is that your science class? Yeah, I think I'll do that. So the catfish are asleep for the winter. We're gonna go over here and make sure I put the lid back on there, or the possums will get in there and eat all the fish food. It stinks. It smells like rotten fish almost. I'll wait. Cold water is less dense, I think. Well, I don't know. I think cold air is less dense than warm air. I don't know. I'm gonna have to get on the Google machine and do a little Googlating. All right, so we're walking on down here. The cows are up here. I didn't really want them at the top of the hill where I'm gonna be setting out hay bales while I'm up here, but I think they're gonna be here either way. So first bale will probably just get dropped over the fence, and then the next bales I will take out through the pasture. I'm gonna put out, the cows are consuming 3 bales a day. So again, all your super chats and all of your stars that you send, please let me know if you send stars. I can't see them, and I can see your super chats, but they all help. So $37 a bale times 3 every single day from now until February or March. We're gonna be putting out a lot of money on the land, but it's cheaper than putting out fertilizer. And the cows got to eat anyway, so it is what it is. If we had some rain, we wouldn't be dealing with this. It's a little bit traumatic almost. So the girls are right there. Cows are all right here. We're gonna get the TYM T574 tractor out. I was feeding with the electric tractor. Let's give you a little update on that, and you'll get more information a little later on. The Select Track electric tractor is potentially going bye-bye off the farm. Originally, we had agreed on a 1-year use of that tractor, and it's not mine. It's not mine to keep. It's mine to use and enjoy and test and try. And but it seems as though that tractor is going away soon, which is kind of a bummer. But it is what it is. It's just life, right? So I'm gonna put you guys over here where you can watch the cows, and we're gonna grab a hay bale real quick. And you'll still be able to hear me talk. Hopefully I don't stub my toe and say a bad word. Look at the dollar bills out here. Dollar, 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 dollar bill. So we think about all that money we're putting into hay, but gosh, look at the dollar bills laying on the ground here. Every manure pat is like a dollar bill. We'll come up here with the chickens, and we're gonna park the egg mobile right up here and let them chickens go to town on that poopy. So, man, I'm a little reluctant to feed the cows for another hour or so. I might get everything prepped up here, but I'm pretty reluctant to feed the cows. There's still hay, and these girls are over here. We'll go over there, and I'm gonna check them out here in a second. So, learned that too much ago, so old age memory. Because water crystallizes, yes, it's less dense. We're talking about cold, we're talking about water, not ice though, right? All right, so let's go over here. I'm just gonna see, these girls are still grazing the hay that I put out. So we're gonna go over here and see what we've got. I'm actually gonna turn the camera back around. We're gonna do a little bit of tractoring. Reed Wilson says, thank you for sending him $1,000. I didn't see that one. But let's look. I don't know. Man, I don't understand why it won't show me super chats. But if it was stars, 1,000 stars is $10. So each star is a penny. There you go. Troy Jones sends a $5. Oh, it is Veterans Day. Thank you, Troy. Appreciate that. I totally forgot. Well, I didn't forget. I was celebrating it last night, but the actual Veterans Day, I guess yesterday was a Marine Corps birthday. Yeah, so Happy Veterans Day to all you veterans out there. I'm going to celebrate Veterans Day by feeding the cows. Look how pretty the sky is here. Awesome. To all of the veterans that served out there, yeah. Thank you. Jonathan says, I'm not a hero, but Josh is. I wouldn't say all that, brother. I wouldn't say all that. Sorry about that. I had to correct it. So it must have been $10 super chat or stars on Facebook. So let me go over here. I'm just going to take a look. Let's turn the camera just a little bit over there. That bale? Yeah, I'm going to walk over there real quick and take a look, see what these guys are doing. Thanks. It's No Shave November, Ken. Yeah. Hey. Hey, Blue Eyes. How you doing? Daddy's in the fence. Daddy's hung in the fence. Don't worry, Blue Eyes. I won't bother you. Hey, kids. It's about time you ate this bale. I knew you'd eat it. I just need to leave you alone long enough to let you eat it. You guys have about 2 hours of food back out here, and you're mopping it all up good. I'm pretty proud of you. 38. Is this Sweetie's mama? Hey, are you Sweetie's mom? No. Well, I'm glad you guys are eating that. It was sitting out here for 2 weeks. Oh, it's Butthead. Butthead, what are you doing? Hey, girl. What are you doing? Are you getting all grumpy on me? You getting grumpy on me? Yeah, I mean, I actually could come back over here this afternoon and roll out hay to the cows. So, we may not be using the TYM after all, because the girls have a little bit of hay and a little bit of forage out here. If I put out too much at the same time, in other words, if I put too much hay out, they will lay in it like bedding. If I just have enough, they will consume it, 90% of it pretty much, and they won't lay on it as if it's bedding until later tonight. So, yeah. I've been considering changing up my feeding program here. Again, what we're doing is bale grazing instead of unrolling hay. Unrolling hay is something that I've been doing, I guess, for 2 winters now, but these new hay bales that I have aren't wrapped as tight. So if you're gonna use a Greg Judy bale unroller, what you need to know is you're gonna have to have a good, tight, net wrapped bale. Otherwise, the hay bales I'm gonna show you in just a minute, they just come undone. So I get like 15 feet and the hay bale just comes apart and flops all over the place. And those hay bales came from another farm, which I want to support, is my buddy Lane. I want to support him in his farming operation. He's a guy a little bit younger than me, and he's making a go of it. He's regeneratively farming, and I just want to support him. However, those bales didn't do so good on the bale unroller. Ken says, how's the bull doing? Doing good. If you're watching on Facebook, and if you look on the community page of the main YouTube channel, I posed a question. Leave an answer over there. Don't spill the beans right now, but leave an answer over there. So, yeah, everybody's doing good. Let's walk around. Let's go see the cows. Let me show you guys the tractor, the cows, and everything that's going on right here. You've seen enough of my mug. Ask any question, please, guys. If you're curious about farming, if you're curious about what we've got going on, ask any question. This is the hay that I was telling you about. And I walked over here instead of riding the four-wheeler. It's just nice to get out, go for a little morning walk, especially when it gets dark at 1 o'clock in the afternoon now. So this is the hay that we're passing out. This is the TYM T574 tractor, and you can see the hay's been sitting out. This is twine wrapped. This is called sisal twine, and it's not as harmful on the stomach of the cow as regular nylon twine. So if a cow gets this in their stomach, it'll eventually break down, but we still don't want them to get it in their stomach. And as you can see, it doesn't do good with hay stored outside. It rots. So it's rotten up underneath the bale. So you would expect if this was a regular net wrapped bale, all this would be tight. It's a twine, sisal twine wrapped bale. And I'll get a hold of the sisal twine here and I'll just show you. I didn't cut this. I did not cut this twine, but there it is. So it rots wherever it's in contact with the ground. Here's where the hay bales came from the day before yesterday. Right here, right there. It makes good little habitat for mice and grubs and stuff like that. So as soon as I move the bales, the crows are up here gobbling it up. That's fencing material you see right there, and I've got to do a little farm cleanup. Winter time, I'm not mowing, I'm moving stuff around and cleaning up. So I got to bring the Warlock dump truck over here, band all this stuff up, and take it to our storage yard. Troy Jones says, "Don't let Donnie get you." John says that. Don't worry, John. John lives right over there. Thank you, Bill. Ken, we're going to go over and take a look at the bull. In which theaters have you been serving? What does that mean? I haven't been in the military. I got out in 2000, the year 2000. So just after Y2K. That's when I got out. And we were all worried about that. I was in Saudi Arabia on a deployment when Y2K hit. And boy, everybody sure was nervous. And we got it before everybody else in the US and realized that it was just one big hoax. Wasn't it, butthead? You got stuff in your hair, girl. What do you got all this? Look at this hair. What do we got going here? I'm gonna bring some moose over here. What do you think? I'll spike it up a little bit for you. Got a little more green grass in this section of pasture because we've been bale grazing. So bale, 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 bale all throughout here. Tammy's trying to destroy this tree. So, like I said, guys, you can still see some remnants of hay, and these cows will go through just like these girls up here and poke through. They would rather have like the buffet opened up where they can just dive in, but we're not going to let them just dive in. We don't want the hay to go to waste. So we'll come back over here at about 3 o'clock this afternoon and we'll get them some more hay. That's Donnie. Donnie's doing good. He's over here chowing down too. Right, kids? The cow's metabolism slows down a little bit. Look at this little 211. Cow's metabolism slows down just a little bit in the wintertime. More dark hours means they don't move quite as much. So it doesn't take quite as much to sustain the cows in the wintertime. I think that's Mother Nature's way of keeping cows healthy. Give Tammy a pet. I get this all the time. Tammy is the donkey over here. Put one donkey in with your cows, and they'll look after the cows and take care of the calves. Put 2 donkeys in with the cows, and you will have a donkey herd and a cow herd. We want Tammy to run with the donkeys. We don't want Tammy to run with another donkey. So she's not a person. She's not a human. She doesn't need a friend to kick and have troubles with. 2 donkeys together, 2 horses together. They'll fight, they'll kick, they'll buck. They're more problematic than anything. And a donkey or a mule is a little bit smarter than a horse, especially a mule. A mule is a mixture of a horse and a donkey. So donkeys can be bred and mules cannot be bred. And Tammy is a she-donkey, otherwise known as a Jenny. Most beautiful name in the whole wide world. Do you have a favorite cow? I like Sweetie. I don't want to pick one favorite cow. But Sweetie is one of my favorite cows. She's in here somewhere. But they're all a little moody sometimes. This is 202. He's a steer. A steer that hey buddy, he's pretty friendly, aren't you? Steer is a bull without his bull parts, right? Gosh, don't be so nice. But the steers typically are what go for beef on the farm. That's the first time he's let me rub him. You're a good boy. These cows get the best life possible, guys. The best life possible. But make no mistake, they are beef cattle. So I don't think that's Sweetie. Just doesn't have that look. You end up knowing what your cow's faces look like. And boy, they're tearing into this hay bale. They must be hungry. Must be hungry. Okay, so let me show you a little something that's up with this calf right here. Okay, this is Notch. Hey, Notch. Notch is a calf, and Notch has a growth right here on his ear and a little bit of a growth under his eyes. That's papillomavirus, okay? It's just a wart. Sometimes it'll stay, and sometimes it just goes away. But that's not uncommon in cows. It can be communicable. In other words, other cows can get it. But he's had that for, I guess, a few months now. Doesn't seem to be bothering him, doesn't seem to be hurting him, but he's got a little bit of a virus. Same thing as warts on a human. Did you figure out what was wrong with the electric fence with the charging on the electric tractor? Yeah, it's fried. The solar charging system for the electric tractor it ran down to 0. It should have some sort of protective element in there that keeps it from running down to 0 and frying, but it did. Electro Hacker says we raised nothing but steers, and they were either very friendly or not. How did you raise only steers? Because it takes a mama cow to make a steer. You guys buy them, raise them out, and sell them? Most of these are brood cows, okay? So we've got all the males will go for beef, and all the females, except for Donnie, except for the bulls, and all the females are here to make brood, to make babies. So that's the profitability on the farm. This is Freedom. Freedom had a nice healthy baby last year. We've got a couple cows that I think are cut one off and let it bleed a little bit and they'll go away, says Bill. Could try that. Again, all the cows are brood cows here. If they're not brood cows, then they're going for beef. We may come to a point where we need to sell off some of our younger brood cows, just for the simple fact is feeding all these cows over winter can be a little bit hard on the farmer, on the land, and on the wallet. So we got to think that through. This is Susie. Hey, Susie girl. Susie likes a good rub right there. Right? And Susie is my candidate number 1 for being pregnant. Look at that. Big old bulge. Are you pregnant, girl? So we got a couple that look like they could be pregnant. Number 38 here could be pregnant. Everybody should be pregnant, but number 38 looks like she could have a calf sometime in the January, February time frame. And there's Donnie. See, Donnie's a little bit smaller stature bull than these Angus cows, and we're trying to breed down the size of our cows just a little bit so we can have more head with less impact on the land. Scott says, thank you for serving the country. Everyone who served, Army, Marines, or anything, appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, buddy. Bill says that's what a vet will do. Michael says if you sell enough beef, you'll need the extra steers. You're right, Michael. You're totally right, brother. I'll tell you what I'm running through right now, and let me turn the camera around and talk to you guys about this, and you can tell me what you think. So some months back, there was an incident, I think it was in Ohio or Pennsylvania, where a farmer was selling beef right off of his property, selling meat right off his property. He butchered that meat and he sold that meat, and he got fined and probably nearly lost his farm. I know if something like that happened to me, that you guys would stand by me. I understand that. I also understand, and you will see a video coming on Thanksgiving week in a couple weeks. I'm going to wait until I'm not so mad about this. But my local county and code enforcement came to the farm to investigate potential wrongdoing on my part. So that being said, you'll see a future video about it. I was mad, very, very mad, very, very angry. You know, the words that came out of my mouth was life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And you're not going to tell me what I can and can't do on my land. It's my land, and it's my place. It's my home. You're not going to tell me what I can eat for supper. You're not going to tell me what I can wipe my tail with. And you're not going to tell me what I can and can't do with my land, as long as it's not infringing upon anybody else's rights. I think that that's the right thing to do. I don't even know how to articulate this message. That's why you're going to have a future video. I need to sit down and I need to write my thoughts down about this, because I was just super disappointed in the arrogance of people trying to tell me what I can and can't do with my land. I don't rent this from my county. I don't rent these from my county. And I shouldn't be treated like I'm renting it from my county. And that's as far as I'm going to go talking about it. I don't want to be fined, and I don't want to be messed with. I just want to be left alone to farm and do what I'm supposed to do. And I think you guys can see that I'm doing right and I'm doing good for the land. I don't understand how people what happened there? I don't know. Sorry. Again, I don't understand why I have to do, if I can do everything right to the best of my ability within the bounds of the law, then why on earth would I get a visit from law enforcement up here on the farm? So it's like this. Kenneth says it's your land and you pay your taxes. Why? That's the question. Why? I paid the taxes on the money that I bought the land with. I paid the sales tax on the things that I bought. Then why? What burden does this pose to anyone? Why? Why do I need to be governed? I don't understand it. Why? So anyhow, that's my sad rant. You will hear, there'll be a future video about this. It's coming out Thanksgiving Day. I have not filmed it yet because I want to gather my thoughts about this and find the best way to present it. I understand that folks have a job to do, and I understand that law enforcement has a job to do, and I understand all that, and I understand that we pay taxes so that we are protected. I understand that. What I don't understand is not being able to do what I want to do with my own land, as long as it's not infringing upon the environment, infringing upon other people's rights. And I was really, really hurt when this happened the other day. So anyway, that's it. Again, the words that came out of my mouth were life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And those are our rights here in this country. So I don't know. I don't want to go down or Debbie on you here. But I was more than anything, at first I was angry, and then next I was hurt because I tried to do the right thing. And what had happened, I went over to the county to get a permit to put in my septic system for the mega shop building. And that's what started all this. So I went over to do the right thing, get the right permits, do the right thing, and I was punished for it. And that's wrong. So anyhow, that's crybaby Josh. Taxation boils my blood, says Rita. Did I film the meeting? No. You know, out of respect, I know the code enforcement officer. He's a great guy. He's probably watching right now. He's a great guy. He really is a salt of the earth, good person, and he was just doing what he's required to do for his job. And I get it that some people are really doing the wrong thing. People are letting raw sewage run off down the hill. People are raising hogs in the creek. You know, people are pouring oil out on the ground, and I get that. But what I don't get is somebody being honest like myself and trying to do everything the right way and still being policed for it. So it really just hurt my feelings more than anything. But again, you'll see that content on Thanksgiving Day for sure. So trying to run a dairy these times, it's outrageous. The government is on you all the time, says Julia. So Fields Road said, I missed the reason for the rant. I had a government agent show up here on the farm. You'll see Thanksgiving Day. Just wait a couple weeks here. I've got to gather my thoughts about this, but you'll see more about it and the entire story from start to finish. But again, man, I'm trying to do the right thing. I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to be honest and trying to do things lawfully. And I was a former member of law enforcement. I'm a United States Air Force veteran. I worked my butt off. We bought this land. This wasn't handed to me. It wasn't great grandpas and great grandmas and handed down by generation by generation. My family has a farm. Okay, my family has a farm up in Virginia. That farm used to be a total of, sorry, I found some twine. That farm used to be a total of about 700 acres. Eminent domain came in and gave us no choice but to sell part of our family farm. So you think you're free. You think you're free. I don't know, man. I don't know. Freedom don't come free. I hear that all the time. That's great. That's great to hear. Well, I didn't do nothing, and I got punished. So who knows? Who knows? I feel bad because I haven't paid tax on my taxes, says Jason. Yeah, me too. Me too. Well, we were going to roll out a bale of hay to the cows, but we're not going to do it right now because the cows have plenty of feed. They got to consume this. It's going to take them from that to the next few little areas right here. About 2 o'clock today, I'll come out here and I'll set out bales. This is a lesson learned for me. I've been setting out 3 bales a day. Looks like I can get away with 2 because 2 is what's feeding them, and 2 will help them consume more food. So yeah, just dig and form up a septic tank and not say anything. Jerry, that's why. That's why code enforcement's out here. That's why. See, people have done it wrong so much that now it's just like the kid chewing chewing gum in class. So one day, the kid's chewing gum in class, right? Well, he takes it out of his mouth, and to hide it from the teacher, he sticks it up under the desk, right? Now nobody can chew chewing gum in the class. Well, it's kind of the same thing. People have done it wrong for so long and tried to get away with things and not gotten permits for so long that everyone has to pay for it. So nobody can chew gum in class anymore. Or nobody can nobody can build their dream shop. Nobody can build their barndominium home. Again, everybody that I talked to over at the county was very receptive, and nothing was said to me. They asked me about, it was about my electrical permit. They asked me about it. I said, of course I had an electrical permit. I couldn't get the electricity turned on without an electrical permit. And then I got called in for not having an electrical permit. How could I do that? How could this be? Just a blatant waste of tax dollars. That's it. So I think if you call something in that's erroneous, then you, the person that called it in, should have to pay for the expense of going out there and doing that stuff. So that's my thought. I don't know. I think you mentioned it not long ago. How many bales do you need to go through a winter roughly for your herd size? Depends on the size of the bale. We have about 300 bales on the farm this winter. You can do the math here. Typically, you wouldn't start feeding hay until mid-December. It's been super, super dry right now, and here we are in mid-November, and I'm having to feed hay. So it's 2 to 3 bales per day out here for the cows, and you do the math over for 90 days-ish, something like that. So we'll be feeding hay until March. So November, January, February, March. So that's basically 4 months of not 90 days. Well, it's for 120 days times 2 bales. That's 240 bales. Some of our bales aren't very big. Some of them aren't very good. So that's basically the gist of the math. 240, 250 to 300 bales. So doesn't your contractor who puts in the tank supposed to get the permit? Michael, let me explain relying on other people to do things right. Every problem, I didn't mean for today's live stream to be this way. Every problem in most people's lives stems from some other person and relying on some other person. I don't care if it's going out to eat and ordering your food, and whomever you order your food from brings it out wrong. Note to self, went to Frankie Rollins Steakhouse. It's a very expensive steakhouse in Roanoke, Virginia. Went up there 3 days ago, took Miss Stony Ridge out for a nice dinner after my Honda Element had been smacked in the front end by some person that, I want to say idiot, but some person that didn't have their load properly strapped down. So my vehicle was damaged and I have to go do all the running. You can easily hand that off to somebody and let them do it and trust them to do it. But I don't trust them to do anything. So I have to go get the permit. I have to do the site plan. I have to do all the drawings, and I have to pay $250 to have them come out and stick a rod in the ground to tell me that the land will perk. Michael, so to answer your question, that's it. If I hired the company that's going to put in the septic tank, of course, the county told me, I haven't seen anybody put a septic tank in, a homeowner put it in successfully and have it pass. So basically they're telling me you can't do it on your own, right? I haven't had, if you had to pay the contractor to do that, so you're going to pay him $250 to go over there and fill out your permits for you. I'm not doing that. Same thing goes with the repairs on my Honda Element, which was smeared or smashed by some idiot. There it came out. Same thing goes with that. I had to go, and I'm doing the legwork. State Farm's paying me. I'm going to do the repairs, and I'm going to make the money, because it's not fair for me to just take it and just plop it off and drop it off and rely on somebody else. And the reason insurance costs are skyrocketing or super high, be it health insurance, be it automotive insurance, be it land insurance, home insurance, the reason all this stuff is skyrocketing super high is because they're taking advantage and milking the insurance system. Same thing with medications. Why your medications cost so much? Why do they cost so much? Because of the insurance company. Everything's dictated by Medicare and Medicaid, the government and insurance companies, and these hospitals, even my dentist, they are charging you the maximum amount that they can charge your insurance company, plus a little bit more, so that you got to come out of pocket. Okay, so maybe 10% of it comes out of your pocket, right? It used to cost, what, $75 to get your teeth cleaned? My dentist charged me upwards of $250 to clean my teeth. We're talking about 20 minutes worth of work. My teeth ain't dirty. So, I don't know how long we can live in this spiral of ridiculousness. I just don't know. The prices of things in the grocery store are absolutely ridiculous right now. I'm super happy that I have food here on the farm to eat that I raise. I would say 85% of my food, the only thing I buy at the store typically might be a sack of potatoes or a bag salad, something like that. That's in milk. That's really the only thing that I buy at the grocery store. So this ain't a rant, it's the facts. It should be taught in school. Jason, another thing that should be taught in school is how to not spend more money than you have. We live in a world of credit card. I didn't want this to be a rant, guys, but I'm so sick of it. We live in a world of credit card debt. Everybody's buried up to their eyeballs in credit card debt. The average American consumer has $10,000 worth of credit card debt at 18 to 25% interest. What sense does that make? We all got to have it right now. It's a Burger King world. We need it our way. We need it right away. We've got to have this. We've got to have that. We've got to have it new. We got to, Bill down the street just bought a new F-250 for $87,000. Well, I got to go buy the King Ranch for $110,000. When a pickup truck costs 110 grand, we have a problem. And oh gosh, don't even get me started on Ford Motor Company. My Raptor has been in the Ford dealership, and I bought it from a family member. I saved money and bought it outright, and it's been at the Ford dealership since September the 18th. September the 18th. So there's going to be some good rant videos coming, man. I'll never buy another newer Ford Motor Company product. I will not. Simply because of the most horrible customer service experience, and they're still using some sort of excuse for, well, we can't get parts. If you can't get parts, don't build the car. That's it. If you can't build parts, don't build the car. Don't build the vehicle. So Electro Hacker said, I wondered, yeah, mortgage a truck, exactly. I wondered where the Raptor went. The Raptor has been at Nelson Ford in Martinsville, Virginia. I'll call them out. The most horrible customer service I've ever experienced in my life at any automotive dealership, period, point blank, hands down. The customer service person hung up on me when I just told them, I'm at your mercy. I just need to know when my truck is going to be available. Well, we can't tell you that. Okay? And click, and hung up on me. I don't deserve that. I don't think any of us deserve that. I don't deserve that. So it's again, every problem in our lives typically stems from another person. You guys hear that bang bang in the background? Oh man. Dave Ramsey has a little on the extreme end of debt advice program, but he's not wrong because it works every time his program is tried. Nelson don't have any mechanics, says Jeff. Jeff, I get it. If you don't have any mechanics, then tell me, hey, we don't have the mechanics to handle this. I made an appointment a month ahead of time, took it in on a Sunday night to have them look at it. On Friday, I called, hey, what's up with my truck? Oh, we haven't had time to get it in to take a look at it. Why did I set an appointment? Again, You're going to hear some sassy Stony Ridge. I've been just really, really disappointed in a lot of things here lately, and it just, life ain't fair, as Daddy used to say, or Dad still says. Life ain't fair, but I tell you what, man, if you just want to live a good, simple country life and people won't leave you alone, it's real disappointing. So, I don't know. Oh, anyhow, guys, the cows are happy. Everybody's doing well. We got us a little calf coming up here. We're not going to feed them right now. I was going to come over here, roll out a bale of hay. We're going to talk cows and all kinds of stuff. But I think everything, you guys become my therapy session. Please share any of your thoughts. Please share your experiences, if you've had any experiences like this, with customer service, with how right now everybody's still using pandemic excuses for not being able to do stuff. I don't understand. Why aren't people working? Why don't we have people that are servicing vehicles? Why don't we have mechanics? Why don't we have electricians? Why don't we have plumbers? Why don't we have these people? Is it a parenting issue? Is it that parents aren't teaching their kids the value of work and the value of a dollar? They're just handing them a credit card and saying, all right, little Billy, you just go get whatever you need. We're not teaching kids how to balance their budgets. We're not teaching parents how to balance their budgets. And if there's one thing that needs to be taught in schools, and the teachers don't know how to do it either because the teachers are being paid so horrible. I've got a friend that's a teacher that had to quit her job as a teacher, and now she works in a restaurant as a server because she makes more money in not a high-end restaurant, in just a regular old average country restaurant. She makes more money in that restaurant as a server than she did as a teacher. Millions and millions of dollars worth of grant money are going to our county schools for computer systems and camera systems and vape detectors and license plate readers and all this stuff. And our schools are no more safe than they were, but our teachers are quitting because they don't make any money. They're supposed to be the ones that are shaping and molding our new young minds, but they don't have that. They're not seen as something that's important and valued in our society, and it's a shame. So, whoo! What a rant, guys. This has been like a Joe Rogan podcast right here. I know. Matthew Hamilton says the companies don't want to pay, and the way of living is going up. Cost of living is skyrocketing. I'm not making as much. You're not making as much. Nobody's making as much, and the cost of living is skyrocketing. The average cost of a single-family home is over $400,000, where 15 years ago was $120,000. How can we continue to go this way? I'll tell you why. Because money is not real. It's a necessity. It's what you think it is and what everybody else thinks it is, but it's not real. That's why I just bought 2 new ATVs, because money is not real. I can't eat it. I can't burn it for heat. I can't survive on it. It has more value in a useful item than it does in my bank account. So I don't know. I grew up with a dad, and I'm really proud of this. I grew up with a father that taught us the value of spend some, save some, and always have some. My grandfather said that. My dad said that also. Money doesn't make the world go round. Money doesn't buy happiness. The happiest I've ever been in my life, and I'm going to leave you guys with this thought process here, and maybe you have this same thought process. When I was just fresh out of the military back in 2000, from 2001 to 2005 or 6, I lived in a trailer park. I didn't have enough money really to buy groceries, to eat good. I didn't feel like I did. I didn't eat that much. I was going to college. I was the brokest I'd ever been in my life, and I would never say that I've ever been broke. I would say that I have had to tighten up a little bit. I took home $1,200 per month, and that's all that I made. I had a business. It was a handyman business, and I did little handyman jobs to get myself through college. I lived in a trailer park. I had a meek home. I had a meek little vehicle, a little Mazda B2000 pickup. It was 15, 20 years old at the time, and I lived below my means, and I crawled out of that a successful person. And the more success that I have, the more I realize that money isn't real. It isn't real. And the happiest I had ever been in my life was the point in time when I had the very least. The things that we own end up owning us. I don't own these cows. These cows own me. Every day I've got to go out and I've got to take care of them. Find something that you love and do what you love and chase and follow your dreams, guys. Again, the happiest I'd ever been. And I think you see this with a lot of people that have money, that are wealthy and well-to-do. You see them buying things. Well, look, you know, Billy Joe down the street, he's got a big old house down there. He's got him a new boat. They're buying these things in a lot of cases because there's a void deep inside them that having wealth and money has created. And again, I will say the happiest I have ever been in my life was when I had the very least. The happiest I've ever been. That get rich quick thing, it doesn't work. You're not going to win the lottery. So get out, love yourself, love your family, love whomever your God might be. Take care of whatever you have and don't overspend it. Save some because we're all going to need it for our retirement days. As I get a little older, I think about this a whole lot. You know, I'm 46 years old. How long am I going to be in the workforce? I'm going to keep doing this till the day I die because it's something that I love. It's something that I enjoy. Find what you love, find what you enjoy, and understand money is a necessity, but it's not real. Spend some, save some, and always have some. You don't have to keep up with Billy Bob down the street who just bought the new boat, or Joe up the street that just bought the new King Ranch. You just don't do it. I'd rather have something like this and not have a pocket full of money and just enjoy my life than I would have all the money in the world, because I'm not going to be buying things to make me happy. My life is what's going to make me happy. Anyway, thanks guys. I appreciate you. Thanks so much for listening today. This has been a Tony Robbins, Joe Rogan, Stony Ridge Farmer podcast. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to walk on back to the house. I'll come back over here this evening. There will be a live stream tomorrow with me and Miss Stony Ridge out here with the cows. So be sure you're ready. We'll do a cows and coffee morning special tomorrow morning. Thank you guys. Take care. Have a wonderful day. Please hit the like button on your way out the door. We got 161 people. Over 1,000 people have been through here and only 58 likes. It really helps. If I've invited you to follow the channel over on Facebook, please accept the invite. And if you're on YouTube, click that notification bell. It really helps. You go over to the regular Stony Ridge Farmer channel and click that notification bell. It really helps. Things are slow right now. Business is slow. Views are down. People don't care about the land. They don't care about the farm. All they want to do is go to Disneyland, evidently, and go on vacations and buy big boats or big trucks. You know, let's simplify our lives a little bit, guys. Take care. Have a great day. Thank you so much. I'm going to go and get the garden ready to put some winter cabbage plants, kale plants, and all sorts of good stuff. You'll see that video in a future video on the Stony Ridge. Woo! Take care.